Oh, what's going on? Oh, the scoreboard's not up. Dang it. Oh, boy. All right, well, we'll fix that in just a little bit. Okay. All right, let's do this. What is up? How we all doing, guys? Welcome on into another episode of Play-by-Play with JJ. My name is Jason Joseph. I'm trying to figure out the scoreboard thing for a second, so just bear with me. I know that the starting lineups are just out and all that, but we got some business to do, man. We got some business to do. Let's put this here. Okay. Oh, wait. Whoops, I gotta refix this because it's gonna have to be full screen, so. Oh, boy. There we go. All right, so Matt Strahm is on the mound. What is going on? Jess, is that you? Jess, are you on? Yep. What's up? What is good? All right, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. So, Phillies taking on the Miami Marlins tonight. And the first pitch to Jazz Chisholm Jr. is taken at the knees for a strike. He did show bunt. So Jazz Chisholm will be facing Matt Strahm, who's on the bump today for the Phils. Phillies lost in yesterday afternoon's game, and they did end up winning the series 2-1, but they are hoping to try to get another win today, as the next pitch was at the knees for a strike. So Chisholm is starting things off, And Cooper waits on deck. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. And that's strike 3 by Matt Strahm. The first out is a strikeout. And that was a nice pitch. A curveball that came right back over the middle. And there's one away. All right, so now we got to restart this. Let's refresh this. There we go. Nice. The first pitch to Garrett Cooper. It's a swing and a miss on a fastball. Almost said a slider, but it was a fastball. And the next pitch is in the dirt for a ball. Garrett Cooper hit a home run in yesterday afternoon's ball game. Apologize that we came on a little bit late. But during the break, we'll talk about the lineups in just a little bit and catch up. The 1-1 pitch to Cooper. It's up high by a hair for a ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Garrett Cooper. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 2-1 pitch. And they say it was just a little bit up high, according to the home plate umpire. John Lipka is behind the plate tonight. And it's a 3-1 count. So Strahm has went 5 innings on the season. He hasn't allowed a run as of yet. He went 1 inning in his first outing against the Rangers and then pitched a 4-inning shutout against the Yankees. The 3-1 pitch, check swing, they appeal, no swing, and he's going over to the first base bag for ball 4. So Cooper does get on with a walk, and now Luis Arias comes up into the batter's box, the former Minnesota Twin, who ended up winning the batting title last year in the American League. Not as big of a crowd tonight. It was a sold-out crowd this weekend, but fans are obviously still piling in. And the first pitch is way up high and outside for a ball. Strahm did a good job at throwing strikes to Chisholm and then lost the strike zone in the last at-bat, and he's behind in the count here. 1-0. Then the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball at 93 miles per hour right at the knees. Over the center of the plate. That fastball certainly had a lot of velocity on it. The 2-seamer. The 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball right into right field for a base hit as it just got past Bryson Stott. And now there's 2 men on with 1 out in the first inning. Arias is known for making some really good contact, and he just put the ball in play, and it just got right by Bryson Stott for towards the right side of the field. So that'll bring up Jorge Soler. As you can see, Garrett Stubbs behind the plate. Well, you can't see because I'm calling this, so that was a little weird. Here's Jorge Soler. He's homered a couple of times this season for the Marlins. And the first pitch, he lines that one out to right center field. It's going back to the warning track, and Marsh is able to make the catch. As he ran into the wall, to throw over to second base is in time. And just like that, it is a 8-4 double play, I believe. Oh, they're going to say that Cooper tagged up. I think that with the way that it was, Bryson Stott was a little confused and thought that maybe Cooper did not tag. But Jorge Soler did just miss a home run. A beautiful running catch by Brandon Marsh. He's had a lot of criticism, a lot of negative criticism about him, but that was a really nice play. So yeah, Stott thought that maybe he didn't tag. So now there's runners at the corners with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Brian De La Cruz steps into the batter's box, and Soler just missed a home run. That was crazy. It would have split the gap. The 0-1 pitch by Strahm, up high for ball 2. During the end break, I gotta blow my nose. The next pitch to De La Cruz. Here it comes. That ball is fouled off. And it's a 1-2 count. Bryan De La Cruz has destroyed the Phillies over the last couple of years, ever since he's been in the Marlins uniform. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? The appeal? Yes, he did, according to the first base umpire, Nate Tomlinson. And that'll do it. So 2 men left on. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Phillies coming up to bat. The Marlins could not get anybody home. And we'll be right back in just a few moments. Man, they dodged a bullet there. But Marsh, I got to give him credit. He made a really nice catch. The ball was actually going over towards the right center field gap, and he called off Castellanos as he almost went running into the scoreboard, but he tracked it down perfectly and made the underhanded catch as it almost hit the ground. Didn't even have to dive for it. So let's talk about the starting lineups really quickly. So for the Marlins, it's Jazz Chisholm, who's playing over at center field. Garrett Cooper's the DH. Luis Arias over at second. Jorge Soler playing out in right field. Bryan De La Cruz out in left field. Yuli Gurriel at first base. Gene Segura, the former Philadelphia Philly, plays over at third. Jake Stallings batting eighth is behind the plate. And John Birdie is the catcher on tonight's game, batting ninth. So now for the Phillies. So it's a little bit of a change. And by a little bit, I mean a pretty big change. So Trey Turner's not leading off today. It will be Bryson Stott leading things off. He's playing over at second base. He's had the hot bat for the Phillies as of lately, so they wanted to try to put him in the leadoff spot to see how he does. Trey Turner batting second right behind him, playing over at shortstop. Kyle Schwarber out in left field, batting third. And fourth is Nick Castellanos, who is the DH for tonight's game. Alec Bohm batting right behind him, playing over at third base. Sixth will be Brandon Marsh out in center field. And behind him will be Jake Cave, who's playing over in right field. Cody Clemens gets the nod over at first base. And Garrett Stubbs bats ninth, taking over for JT Realmuto. So here's Bryson Stott as he steps into the batter's box as we just come back, and Stott takes the first pitch at the knees, first called strike one. So Sandy Alcantara is on the bump for the Marlins. The 0-1 pitch to Stott. He lines it over to left field and it hooks foul and goes out of play. Alcantara came off of a complete game shutout that he pitched not too long ago, and he ended up getting 5 strikeouts on 100 pitches. No balls, 2 strikes, and the 0-2 pitch is up high and outside for a ball. I say that, but the Phillies have actually had some success against Alcantara. He did win the National League Cy Young Award last year. A 1-2 pitch to Stott. Inside, a sinker coming in at 98 miles per hour. And it was inside for a ball. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 2-2 pitch to Stott. He lines it foul towards the third base side, and it goes out of play. Sandy has certainly been very dominant on the mound. And here's the 2-2 pitch to Stott. Stott lines it right over to second base. It's played on the hop. The throw over to first is in plenty of time for out number 1. So Luis Arias fielded it on the hop, took it over towards his right side, and just made a sidearm throw over to first base to get the first out. So that'll go as a 5-3 putout. So Alcantara overall, he's pitched in 14 2/3 of an inning. He has a 1.84 ERA, 7 strikeouts, and he's only allowed 1 walk this season so far. Here's Trey Turner, and Turner takes the first pitch right over the middle of the plate for a strike. That fastball certainly has a lot of movement. It looked like it was going to be up high, and then it just came down, and it's at 98 miles per hour. The 0-1 pitch. Turner swings and hits that one out to center field. Chisholm goes over to his right side and makes the catch for the second out. Turner got a pitch that he could definitely hit and did not time it correctly. 2 quick outs for the Phillies as we start the game off. And Kyle Schwarber steps up to the plate. Only 3 hits for him on the season. 2 of them have been home runs. The first pitch, he takes it right at the knees for a strike. He has a 179 on-base percentage this season. We know that when it comes to June, he'll get red hot. The 0-1 pitch is fouled off toward the third base side, and it goes out of play. Let's go. Let's go Fightins, man. No balls, 2 strikes. Alcantara with only 10 pitches on the inning so far. And the 0-2 pitch. Schwarber lays it off for a ball. So the Marlins had some traffic on the base paths. They couldn't get a run home. Phillies are up, 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the first. Still a scoreless game. No 1-2 pitch by Alcantara to Schwarber. He swings and misses at the changeup. That goes in the dirt. And all 3 of the Phillies are retired in a row. That makes the 1 through 3 hitters 0 for their last 25, dating back to 4 games ago. And we go to the top of the second inning. Forgot to also mention, too, first of all, if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We cover Phillies games. We also cover Sixers games, Patriots games, and we do some talk about the Flyers as well. Haven't done any games this year, but probably will do some next year. If you enjoy my content, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. As always, have to be sure to remind you guys about that, so that way you know when I upload. That's when you hit the notification bell. And yeah, so a lot to talk about with this team. I went on a little bit earlier. For those of you that didn't see it, you should go check out my podcast that I posted at about, I want to say around like 3:30 or so. And yeah, I talked about this team, how they've been doing so far this season, and some complaints and frustration moments and some positive things too as well. Didn't really focus too much on the positives, but, you know, make sure that you check that out if you enjoy watching Phillies baseball. So the umpires for today, we got John Libka, who's behind the plate. Nate Tomlinson's over at first base. James Hoy is the second base umpire. And DJ Rayburn is the third base ump. 64 degrees and sunny in Philadelphia. It's not always sunny in Philadelphia. There's a dad joke right there. What's up? What's up, Lawrence? Thanks so much for coming on here, man. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I wasn't happy that, the fan in me wasn't happy that the Phillies got retired in order, but hopefully they bounce back here. Here we go. So Matt Strahm back out there on the bump. Yuli Gurriel will be his first victim of the inning, and he grounds it over to second base. Stottfield's on the hop and throws over to first in plenty of time for the first out of the inning. So it was a ground ball back up the middle, and Stott just got his glove right on it as he was running over to home plate and made a sidearm throw over to first for the first out of the inning. Here's Gene Segura. Segura getting a standing ovation from the crowd as he was a big part of their run last season in the playoffs. Had that big RBI single back in St. Louis during the Wild Card Series and started that 9th inning rally. And Segura takes the first pitch outside and low for a ball. He did tip his helmet. And Dan Wheeler gave him a really good entrance. The 1-0 pitch to Gene. He pops it up on a pitch that was down the middle. It goes to the first base dugout side, and it goes beyond the net about 6 rows back or so. Segura only batting 188 on the season so far. He's been struggling. And he's playing over at third base tonight. He did not have such a good series against the Mets. The 1-1 pitch to Gene. That time he pops this one up again towards the first base side, but it goes a little bit more towards the right side of the dugout and a couple more rows behind the previous foul ball. There's Gene's Jeans. The Gene's Jeans fan club out in right field. That's nice. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 pitch to Strahm, or by Strahm. He lines it over to second base, and Stott ends up making the catch. It was a line drive, and Stott didn't really have to move a whole lot. And there is a line out to second base for out number 2. Gene did get his ring today. It was nice to see that, and he actually talked to Greg Murphy and had a really cool interview moment with him. I'll talk a little bit more about that during the break. Here's Garrett Cooper, or Jacob Stallings, I should say. Totally different person. My mistake. Got ahead of myself. And Stallings with the first pitch, he fouls it off into foul territory, and it goes to the first base side, and it goes out of play again. Lots of balls being hit over towards that area. Stallings has only 1 hit on the season, but he does have a .231 on-base percentage. No RBI as of yet, therefore no home runs. But he's good defensively behind the plate. No balls, 1 strike, and the 0-1 pitch. That's a ground ball over to shortstop. Trey Turner fields on the hop, shimmies over to his right side, throws it over to first in plenty of time for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-2-3, go the Marlins. Phillies coming back up to bat is still scoreless. So that was really cool. Segura had a really cool interview moment with Greg Murphy. I was listening to it on my way home, and he kind of got a little bit choked up, about the fans and about the rally. He said that I might not even make it back to the World Series, and this is going to hold a special place in my heart. Murphy asked him if he watches the videos of the highlight videos of everything, and he said yes. I watched them a lot. He said that made me laugh. It kind of gave me some goosebumps. So, he'll always be remembered here in Philadelphia. Even during the bad times, he embraced it. Go back to the whole Gabe Kapler situation where he wasn't running that hard, and Kapler had that conversation with him. He was through it all, He's had some good moments and some bad moments, just like everybody. Rhys Hoskins, Aaron Nola, those types of guys. Even JT Realmuto, same thing. But nice. 7 o'clock. Man, these early starts are starting to kind of play on me, on my time and all that. All right, so coming up for the Phils now as we go to the bottom of the second inning. That's 6 people on here. Nice. We got Nick Castellanos, Alec Bohm, and Brandon Marsh coming up to the plate. There's Segura over at third base talking to Dusty Wathan, the third base coach for the Phillies. All right. So Castellanos comes up. Today he is batting cleanup. He's gotten on with a couple of walks over the last couple of games, but another guy that hasn't really been his best so far this season. Alcantara back out there on the bump for Miami. The signs from Stalling on the first pitch. Castellanos swings and misses at the changeup that was in the dirt. That was the same pitch that Schwarber struck out on. The 0-1 pitch to Nick. It is just a little bit up high. A fastball at 96 miles per hour. And he takes it. Castellanos had a big RBI double against the Reds in Game 2. There's a line drive over to first base. It goes down the line, and it's a foul ball. It was just foul. See a replay here. Yep, that was foul. Good call by the ump over at first base, Nate Tomlinson. Ball was in the hands, too. 1-2 to Castellanos, and here's the pitch. There's a ground ball over to shortstop. It was a slow roller. The throw by Birdie, though, is in plenty of time for out number 1. John Birdie has been one of the arguably underrated players in baseball when it comes to defense. Has a flashy glove over at shortstop, but was able to make a good play. So all 4 of the Phillies hitters so far have been retired, and that'll bring up Alec Bohm. Bohm will take the first pitch at the knees on the outside corner for a strike. Alec batting .313 this season, 2 home runs and 5 RBI. Has been switching between third base and first base. The 0-1 pitch. That's just a little bit off the plate. Another fastball. That time it was 97. Almost towards the same spot that Alcantara had it for the previous pitch. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-1 pitch to Bohm. There's a ground ball foul towards the third base side. So Bohm has been switching between the first base and third base because Derek Hall went on the injured list. The 1-2 pitch to Bohm. On the outside corner, called strike 3. And it looked like it was just a little bit off the plate, but no siree, says the home plate umpire, John Lipka. And there's another strikeout. That's the second one on the day. Good pitch nonetheless, though. And Brandon Marsh comes up now. Made a nice catch out in right center field to rob Jorge Soler on extra bases. And he'll take the first pitch down low for a ball. Bohm just went back to the dugout. Still wasn't happy that he got called out on strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Just below the knees, Jacob Stallings tried to frame it as much as he possibly could. Alcantara had a good pitch, but good take by Brandon Marsh. Alcantara with his red glove. He winds up and delivers the 2-0 pitch in the dirt, and Brandon Marsh, had to try to back out of the way as it would have hit him on the foot. Sort of like a game of dodgeball where you just don't want the ball to hit you, but when when a ball that's coming at you at 97, 98 miles per hour, you do have to back out of the way of that because that hurts. Here's the next pitch to Marsh. That's right at the knees for a strike. Five seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 3-1 pitch by Alcantara. A pop-up out to left center field. Chisholm will get underneath it, and he'll make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So 4, 5, and 6 go down for the Phils, and we go to the top of the third. Did I just say top of the second inning? I hope I didn't do that. Yeah. I was hopeful about the stretch against bad teams, but we get Alcantara and Lodolo twice. Yeah. I know Alcantara's really good, man. He's I gotta tell you, like he is really good stuff. Always has. So what is up? What's up, Jess? Yeah, I'm great. How are you? I'm doing really well. I see that we just got another subscriber, so that means I'm doing even better. What's going on, guys? If you're new to my channel, as always, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe if you enjoy my content. We have a lot of stuff coming up this week that you're not going to want to miss. Okay, we got some really cool interviews coming up for the for pregame shows and podcasts for the Sixers game that's coming up on Saturday afternoon. I don't know who thought that it would be okay for the NBA to have a Saturday afternoon game at 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. I'm not a fan of those, man. Like I gotta work and I gotta do all that stuff, bro. but I gotta also come home back in time for it. So, yeah, man, we do have to do better. We have to do better on so many different levels, whether it's running the bases, hitting the baseball, just the fundamentals, man. Quality play-by-play. Scott F. Thank you, Scott F. I was going to say that's not Scott Fransky, is it? Because Scott's probably doing the game right now. He's the play-by-play announcer for the Phillies. Here's Matt Strahm back out there on the mound. And the first pitch to John Birdie is up high for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball that was right over the heart of the plate for a strike. Birdie this season batting .207. Spent a couple of seasons with the Miami Marlins. And here's the 1-1 pitch. At the knees, a 92-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. And time is called now by John Birdie. So the Marlins had some traffic on the base pads, or the base paths, I should say, back in the first. Phillies were able to get out of the jam, and then Strahm had a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Birdie. It's in the dirt, a curveball at 83 miles per hour inside. And Birdie holds his horses. Two balls, two strikes. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and Strahm gets his third strikeout recorded on the night. Birdie just could not catch up to the high cheese and was very late on the swing. And he goes down swinging. Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr., who was the first strikeout victim for Matt Strahm. So we flip back to the top of the lineup, and Chisholm swings and misses at a 92-mile-per-hour sinking fastball right below the zone. There's Matt Strahm with his blue glove, the left-handed pitcher on the bump for the Phillies. They got him during the offseason. The 0-1 pitch is way inside, not just inside. It almost caught a piece of the jersey, and it went behind Garrett Stubbs. So John Lipka will just hand Stubbs a brand new baseball, and he gives it back out to Strahm. Chisholm Jr. got ejected in yesterday's game against the Mets for arguing on third strikes. And the 1-1 pitch was fouled back towards the net behind home plate, and it's a 1-2 count now. No runners on, top of the third. It's a scoreless game so far for both the Marlins and the Phillies. One out as well. The 1-2 pitch to Chisholm. A ground ball over to second base. Stop plays on the hop and has to throw it really quickly to get Chisholm, and he does. He threw it over to first base, and Chisholm Jr. was out. And, you know, when you're fielding like a routine ground ball, you can maybe take a little bit more time. But when Jazz Chisholm Jr. is just hustling down the line as fast as he is, you gotta throw it as fast as you can and hope that it's going to be accurate. So that'll go down as a 4-3 put out. Here's Garrett Cooper. And Cooper swings and misses at the fastball down Broad Street at 93 miles per hour. Five seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-1 pitch. There's a line drive into left field over Bohm's glove. And Schwarber fields it on the hop. And there's a 2-out single by Garrett Cooper, who gets on for his second time today. If the Phillies can't win over the Marlins, then they really need help. I will let them get by with this game, like as a fan, okay? I'm putting my fan hat on. I'll let them get by with this game if Sandy's dominating them, you know. I would like to see them win this game, but it's tough when you're facing Alcantara. Here's Luis Arias. He grounds it right through the hole into right field for another base hit. Going over to third base is Garrett Cooper. He was actually rounding second base and stayed put over at second. It was really hard to tell because the camera wasn't panning into that direction. So just like the first inning, we have runners over at first and second with 2 outs in the top of the third. So Arias is now 2 for 2. He's been making very good contact, and Jorge Soler, who was robbed on an extra base hit, he wants to try to get revenge here. Strahm with the first pitch up high for a ball. And Garrett Stubbs had to get onto a standing position as he calls time here. Pitch was way up high. Soler takes back into the batter's box. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And he pops this one up towards the infield, the second base side. Stott gets under it, calls off the first baseman, and makes the catch for the third and final out. Runners were left over at first and second, and we go to the bottom of the third inning. Good job by Matt Strahm to get out of the jam, and the Phillies and the Marlins are still scoreless. I think sometimes, like, when I'm taking these pauses, like, I kind of second-guess myself, and I should try not to do that, you know? But, again, like, that, it comes with reps, and it just comes with calling these, like, time and time and time again. So, that's why I don't even know if that, I saw that that's Scott F. That's funny because, like, Scott Fransky, I don't think it is Scott Fransky. But if it is, thank you for tuning in and for subscribing to the channel. If it's another Scott F, I thank you as well. Maybe it's Scott Foster. Maybe it's a ref. Oh my gosh, maybe an NBA referee is tuning into my cast. What are the odds? I'm not a known Scott. I made you laugh, though. I see the laughing emoji. I see it. I'm trying to think of, like, other baseball players, like Scott Feldman, Scott Kingery. Oh, but that's not with an F. That's a K. That is funny. Strahm 40 pitches through 2, not sustainable. 3 innings, not 2. 3 innings. Here comes J.K. for the Phillies. So it'll be 7, 8, and 9 coming up. The Phillies have not gotten on base as of yet against Sandy Alcantara. There's Uncle Charlie's Steaks. Man, when I go to the ballpark, I am going to have to stop over there because that looks really freaking good. Here's J.K. The first pitch he takes by Alcantara is down low and outside for a ball. Oh, my nose is starting to itch now. The 1-0 pitch to Cave. And there's a foul ball and just gets out of the glove of Jacob Stallings, so that makes it a 1-1 count. Cave has 2 hits and 16 at-bats this season, 1 RBI. But he has drawn a couple of walks. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Cave. He takes it on the outside corner. A slider that came in at 88 miles per hour. And that's the second strike. Alcantara winds up in the 1-2 pitch. Up high and outside for a ball. Now fans are starting to file in here, so not saying that it wasn't crowded before, but now we have a lot more. The 2-2 pitch to Cave. Up high and outside for ball 3. So this is the first 3-ball count that we have seen from Alcantara today. Can Jay Cave get aboard here and become the Phillies' first base runner on the evening? The payoff pitch by Alcantara. Swing and a high fly ball out to right field. That one is long gone. My goodness, Jay Cave showing off the power. And the Phillies take the lead 1-0 on a solo bomb out to right field. 413 feet on 105 miles per hour exit velocity. High fives coming around as Jake Cave rounds home plate. And he high fives Bryson Stott and everybody in the dugout. Wow. That was a moonshot out to right field. And the crowd is loving it. Here's Cody Clemens batting on the left side. And he takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a ball. So the Phillies are up 1-0 on a solo home run by Jake Cave. The 0-1 pitch to Clemens is up high and inside for ball one. 97 miles per hour. I mean, that pitch was crushed by Jake Cave. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Another high fly ball out to right field. This time it'll be popped up into shallow right field. And Soler dances around the baseball and comes in to make the catch. He was really dancing all around the field. He was going over to his right, then he had to back up to his left and backed up behind the plate. Or backed up behind the field, I should say. Jake Cave owns Alcantara. I guess so. I'm surprised that this hasn't updated yet. Here's Stubbs, and Stubbs will foul the first pitch off. So Clemens flies out to right field. And Cave got himself a solo home run. Aaron Hook, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for coming on here, my guy. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Stubbs. It's on the inside corner. A fastball coming in at 97 miles per hour on the gun by Alcantara. 36 pitches in 2 1/3 of an inning, I should say, by Alcantara so far. The 0-2 pitch to Stubbs. Swing and a miss on a changeup that was in the dirt at 92 miles per hour. And Stubbs is retired. So that's the second out of the inning. There we go. Now the scoreboard finally updated. Aaron, thanks so much for coming on here, man. It means a lot. It does. Go subscribe to Aaron Hook's YouTube channel, man. Aaron Hook is one of my boys. He's been really killing it in the broadcasting game. Here's Bryson Stott, the leadoff hitter for the Phillies tonight. And he fouls off the first pitch behind home plate for a strike. So Stott grounded into a 5-3 putout to start off the game. The 0-1 pitch. It's at the knees. A slider at 89 miles per hour for strike two. Stott's been seeing the ball very well for the Phillies as he leads the team in hits. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's fouled off to the third base side, and it goes behind the dugout. Almost right where I sat when I saw the team go to the NLCS back in 2008. It was almost at that same spot. Huh. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Stott. It's way up high and inside, and Stott had to get out of the way of it as it was coming after his right elbow. Thank God he has an elbow pad on, too. Alcantara with 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Up high again and inside, and Alcantara seems to be losing his velocity here. And it's now a 2-2 count. So nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the third. The Phillies added on and got the first run thanks to a solo home run by Jake Cave to start the inning off. And here's the 2-2 pitch to Stott. There's a line drive out into left center field. It drops in front of Chisholm for a base hit. And Stott gets on with a 2-out single as he was rounding first base and just went back over to the bag. A good piece of hitting by Bryson Stott. He's been going the opposite way and has been seeing the ball very well for the Phillies. I mean, that was just a fastball that ended up being on the outside part of the plate, right in Bryson Stott's wheelhouse. And he was able to drill it out to left field. So that'll bring up Trey Turner. And the first pitch to Turner is inside and high. The throw over to second base to try to get Stott is not in time. And Bryson Stott is able to steal second base. A little bit of small ball action for the Phils. So it's a 1-0 count to Trey Turner. Stallings did everything he possibly could. The pitch was inside. He made a nice throw over to second base, and, well, to be honest with you, it would have been a really tough play for Luis Arias because he tried to tag him out there. But Bryson Stott is now in scoring position. The 1-0 pitch to Turner. It's on the outside corner, a fastball at 97 miles per hour. So that could certainly help the Phillies. They've been struggling on the base paths as of lately, but that was a good play. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Turner by Alcantara. A hopper over towards the first base side, and it goes into foul territory. The Phillies have been making Alcantara work in this inning. He was cruising along through the first 2 innings, and, well, things have certainly slowed up here. Stott takes a lead off at second base. 13 seconds left on the pitch clock. Turner is back in the batter's box. Alcantara gets the signs from Stallings. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Another ground ball over to the first base dugout, and it's foul. And to be honest with you, the pitch was low and outside, and Turner didn't take it. Kyle Schwarber waits in the on-deck circle. He struck out in the first inning. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-2 pitch to Turner. There's a line drive out to right center field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Rounding third base and coming in to score is Bryson Stott, and there's an RBI single by Trey Turner. And the crowd is on their feet. It almost split the gap, but a great play by Jazz Chisholm to keep it right in front of him and get over to the baseball quickly. And now we have a 2-0 ball game in the bottom of the third inning. Just another clutch piece of hitting. He swung at the fastball or the slider that was way outside and low. That time, he went with an outside pitch, Alcantara that was, and Turner stayed with it. Here's the first pitch to Kyle Schwarber. It's up high and outside for ball 1. Schwarber wants to join in on the party as well here. As I mentioned, he struck out in the first. Alcantara still on the bump for the Marlins. The 50th pitch coming underway. Here it is. And Schwarber takes it at the knees for a strike, as it was also on the inside corner. Didn't agree with the call by home plate umpire John Lipka as he looked right back at him, staring at him as if he was the Terminator. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing. It was up high, but did they appeal? They will appeal over to the third base umpire, and it's no swing. I mean, there was certainly not a whole lot of movement on the check swing. 26 pitches in this third inning by Alcantara. That means half of his pitches have come in this inning. The throw back to first to Gurriel is not in time to get Trey Turner. Lots of action to start things off for the Phillies. It was, as we're still pretty early on in this game. 2 balls, 1 strike. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 2-1 pitch to Schwarber. It's inside, and Trey Turner will go to second base, and he is able to get a stolen base out of it. No throw was even drawn by Stallings. And that makes it a 3-1 count. This is exactly what good base running does. The pitch was way inside, and Trey Turner was able to make a beautiful slide into second base. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Schwarber. It's up high and outside for ball 4. And that'll put runners at first and second. And the 7th man to come up to the plate will be Nick Castellanos in the inning. This is what small ball does. The fact that Bryson Stott was able to get on with that 2-out rally and steal for second base, that was huge. And Trey Turner ended up getting on base with an RBI single as he hit it to right center field. That's what happens. You just got to start a rally, and you got to play some small ball sometimes. That's what everything did. So we do have a timeout on the mound. So Alcantara not happy with himself as the pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre, came out there to talk to him and gather the troops, if you will, around the infield, and everybody goes back to their spots now. Here's Nick Castellanos. The Phillies are up 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Runners over at first and second. Stott just came in to score on an RBI single by Trey Turner. Turner's now over at second, and Schwarber got on with a walk. He's over at first. Here's Castellanos. The first pitch is outside and low for a ball. Castellanos grounded out to shortstop in his last at-bat. The second pitch. There's a line drive out to left field, and it's going to go all the way towards the wall. It just hits off the Sherwin-Williams wall. Schwarber goes into third base, and Turner comes in to score. The throw went over to third, and Segura did not tag Kyle Schwarber. And the Phillies are now up 3-0 on the RBI double by Nick Castellanos, and he's telling the crowd to pour it on. There's Skip Schumacher, not knowing what to do. He is absolutely stunned. Nick Castellanos got a hanging breaking ball and drilled it out to the Sherwin-Williams sign in left field. I thought maybe it dropped for a quick second, and nonetheless, here's Alec Boehm. Runners over at second and third. The Phillies are up 3-0 in the bottom of the third inning against Alcantara. The first pitch to Boehm is in the dirt. A sinking fastball at 96 miles per hour. Boehm struck out in the second inning. Yeah, they are, man. They are up. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Boehm. Over the heart of the plate for strike one. He took a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Boehm batting fifth tonight, playing over at third base. Cody Clemens is over at first tonight. The 1-1 pitch, way outside for a ball. So the Phillies have been doing really well with this two-out rally. But it started on the solo home run by Jay Cave. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 2-1 pitch. A line drive out to left center field, and that drops in for a base hit. Schwarber comes in to score. Castellanos rounding third. He will come in to score as well. A 2-run single by Alec Boehm. And the Phillies now lead at 5-0. They have been pouring it on here. Another fastball over the middle of the plate, and Alec Boehm got all barrel on it. He squared it up perfectly and just had a line drive out to left center field. The noise is starting to be heard at Citizens Bank Park, and nobody warming up in the bullpen as of yet. 59 pitches for Alcantara. Time is called, and time will be rewarded to Sandy. Roll the credits. Oh, man. 15 seconds left on the pitch clock now as it reset. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Brandon Marsh. Marsh lifts that one into shallow left field. This is going to be a tough play, and it drops in for a base hit. Oh, man, De La Cruz played it on a hop. The throw to second base to get Marsh is not in time, and an RBI double by Brandon Marsh. Wow. That ball just got in front of De La Cruz, and to be honest with you, De La Cruz wasn't even running that fast for the baseball. It was an opposite field base hit by Brandon Marsh, and it almost, it ended up hitting the red near the foul line. And scratch that. Boehm did not score. I thought he was rounding third, but he's now over at third base. Sometimes it's like really tough to see because the camera doesn't show, but I thought I saw him rounding third base there, but he held up. Now we have somebody warming up in the bullpen. So there's runners over at second and third now, and Jay Cave, the man who started this whole thing, will come up. He had a solo home run, and we now have to go into the fourth inning score sheet. There's a line drive over to second base. It's played on a hop, and the throw over to first is in time for out number 3. But the damage is done. The Phillies come home with not 1, not 2, not 3, not even 4, but 5 runs in this bottom of the third inning. It started off with a solo home run by Cave. How about an RBI double by Castellanos, an RBI single by Turner, and a 2-run single by Alec Boehm. And we go to the top of the fourth inning. Whew. Wow. Oh, man. Danny's at the game. Bro's probably 7 beers deep. Oh, my gosh. Really? Oh my gosh. That's funny. Hey, he's getting a good game. He really is. Subscribe to Aaron Hook, everybody. Got to give him a shout out. I really appreciate you for coming on here, man. You were killing it with the Delaware Bluecoats and calling the G League the whole playoff run. I was listening to every single dribble of it, except for, well, that's a lot. Except for Sunday night because it leaned into the first half of the Celtics game, of the Celtics-Sixers game, so I had to call that. But Nick Carlson was on the call for that. No, I like Nick Carlson. Nick Carlson's cool. I'm just joshing with people. But yeah, man. If you're new to my channel and if you enjoy my content so far, first of all, hello. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. I hope you're all having yourselves a great Monday night. The Phillies just scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell icon so that way you know when I upload. Excuse me. I beg your pardon. I just burped. And yeah, wow, lots of noise so far for the Phillies. So it was coming up now for the Marlins. It'll be De La Cruz, Gurriel, and Segura. Okay, so we got 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now obviously you got to win this game. You cannot blow this game. Last 11 unanimous Cy Young Award winners. Sandy Alcantara won it in 2022. And the fact that the Phillies just hit off of him is just so funny to me. There must be something that is just psychological in that regard. Here's De La Cruz. De La Cruz will take the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. So Alcantara's day is done. 3 innings, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts, and he allowed 6 hits. They were all in the 3rd inning. And De La Cruz takes the next pitch. He lifts it out to right field. Cave comes on, and he makes the running catch. I thought maybe it might drop in for a base hit, but Jake Cave making another nice play, and the fans are clapping along and applauding him. So that is a fly out to right field. That'll bring up Yuli Gurriel, the former Houston Astro, who's now in the Marlins uniform. The first pitch, he takes it up high and outside for ball 1. Strahm still out there on the bump for the Phillies, 40 pitches and 3 1/3 of an inning so far. He has not allowed a run at all this season whatsoever. And has been the best starting pitcher for the Phillies. The next pitch, it is just on the inside corner for a strike, a slider that came right back into the strike zone at the very last second. 1 out in the top of the 4th. The Phillies lead 5-0. And the 1-1 pitch to Gurriel on the outside corner. A curveball that came in at 80 miles per hour, and Gurriel did not swing whatsoever. J. Cave did start it. Yes, he did. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Strahm winds up, and the 1-2 pitch. That was a pitch that was way out of the strike zone. Gurriel pops it up to shallow center field. Marsh says, I got it, and he makes the catch for the second out, right towards the NLCS champs sign. So there is out number 2 now. That pitch was a very high fastball, too, and Gurriel just still tried to hit it. Here's Gene Segura. He lined out to second base over to Bryson Stott for the second out in the top of the 2nd inning. And now he's on with nobody on and 2 outs in the top of the 4th. The first pitch, a high slider over the center of the plate called strike. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 0-1 pitch to Segura. There's a line drive foul towards the first base dugout. And the camera operator, I think he caught it over at the first base dugout. Segura will call time. I think he did. It's one of the things I always get scared of when I'm doing camera stuff, if I ever have to do it for baseball. Hopefully the ball doesn't hit the camera. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball that was in the dirt. For strike 3. And that's the 3rd strikeout on the day for Matt Strahm. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The bottom of the order coming up for the Phils. Woo! My goodness, man. How about those Bills? I don't want to get too hyped, though. I don't want to get too hyped. Let's see how many people we got on here. We got 11 people on here. Nice. Good stuff, man. As always, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy my play-by-play commentary, be sure that you do that so that way you know when I upload, and hit the notification bell icon as well. If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching me on Facebook, or if you're watching me on Twitch or on Twitter, I love you guys so much as well. I don't want to forget about you guys. You guys have been here. You've been the real ones, and just wanted to just remind you guys too to leave me a review on my profile. Go check out my other social media platforms. That's actually in the description down below. You can see my TikTok. You can see, even though I haven't really been posting on TikTok as of lately, I got to do that. That's just a reminder to myself. My Instagram, my Facebook, and all my social media platforms. Be sure to follow and show me some love on there. Here we go. All right. I think after this inning, I will take a very quick step off and take a little bit of a break. In between innings. Obviously, I won't miss an inning. Do I have neighbors? Yeah, the neighbors are outside. Okay. Here we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Phillies lead 5-0. They have 6 hits, and I thought Alcantara's day was done, but it's not. He still is out there. Skip Schumacher wants to still keep him out. And the first pitch to Clemens is outside and low for a ball. Well, even the graphics operator made it seem like his night was done because they gave his stat line and everything, so can't just assume. The 1-0 pitch to Clemens. A line drive out to right field, and it's caught by Gurriel. Oh, Gurriel just took away a base hit to Cody Clemens. He made a leaping catch. Man, he flew really high. A nice catch. I've never seen his athleticism like that before. So that'll go as an L3 to start off the 5th inning. And now, Skip Schumacher's coming out there, and I think he's seen enough as of now. So stalling is a called time. There's Skip Schumacher. And I guess that's the athletic trainer coming out there as well. What, did they see something funny? Yeah, they had the pitching coach and the athletic trainer come out there. Now everybody goes back to the dugout, but maybe there was something that was a little bit off with Sandy that they saw. Again, that's the curse of calling a game on a monitor. Here's Garrett Stubbs, and the first pitch, he takes it down low and inside for a ball. Stubbs struck out back in the 4th inning. And the 1-0 pitch is just a little bit inside for ball 2. Garrett Stubbs wearing his blue and white batting gloves. They're actually really cool. They're bright blue. The 2-0 pitch, a ground ball over to second base, and the underhanded throw over to first is in plenty of time. They played Stubbs to pull, and Luis Arias just made an underhanded toss for the second out of the inning. And we will flip the lineup card once again, as Bryson Stott, who is leading things off, had the 2-out single in the 3rd. And he takes the first pitch up high for a ball. Stott also stole second base. And then Trey Turner would drive him in on an RBI single. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off toward the third base side. I beg your pardon. And it's fouled. Stott has the most hits on the Phillies this season. The 1-1 pitch. It's popped up in foul territory, and it goes behind the tarp about 8 rows back. And the count's now 1-2. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 72nd pitch by Alcantara coming up. And here it is. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout. That'll end the bottom of the 4th inning. So we now go to the top of the 5th as the Phillies are retired in order. But they lead 5-0. And I'll be right back in just a few seconds. I'm going to take a very, very quick step off. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back in 30 seconds. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, da-da-da. That's a cool song. I like that. That's nice. What was I gonna say? All right, so we're back on here. Just needed a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of a water break, so we're all good to go, man. Phillies lead 5-0. In case you're just joining us, thanks to a solo home run by Jay Cave, an RBI single by Trey Turner, an RBI double by Nick Castellanos, and a 2-run single by Alec Bohm. That was all back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Alcantara still out there on the bump for the Miami Marlins, and Matt Strahm is going back out to work what is going to be the top of the 5th inning. Rob Thompson did say that he was trying to be a little bit cautious with Strahm's pitch count over the last couple of outings, and now they're not going to be as cautious tonight. Thank you for the subscription, by the way. Thank you. Shout yourself out if you just subscribed. All right. And if you don't want to shout yourself out, you don't have to. The 1-0 pitch. New subscriber here. Now I'm going to get it going in covering my White Sox. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Shout out, man. Shout out to Snowman. Go subscribe to his channel. Got to show him some love, too. We have a 3-0 count. Brian Snow from Indiana. Cool. Cool, man. That's sick. All right, so let's get back to the at-bat at hand. 3-0 pitches on the outside corner for a strike. I love doing play-by-play, and I'm going to get it going. Do it, man. I'll talk to you more about it during the break, to be honest with you, because I have a lot to say about that. The 3-1 pitch to Stallings. It is up high in foul territory, and it goes right behind the first base dugout. And the fan just missed the catch. Ugh. So it's a 3-2 count. It just got through his hands. I've kind of felt a little bad for him. Looked like he was an older gentleman. So it's a full count in the top of the 5th to Jacob Stallings. Nobody out, nobody on. The Phillies lead 5-0. Strahm getting ready to throw the payoff pitch. Here it is. On the inside corner, called strike 3. A 94-mile-per-hour fastball. It was a very late call by John Lipka, and I had to wait for a second just to see if it was a strike, and it was. He just painted the corner, the inside upper third of the strike zone. Wow. Strikeout number 5 on the evening for Matt Strahm. And here's John Birdie. He'll ground that one right through the hole to left field as it just got past the diving stop of Trey Turner. And Schwarber fielded it on the hop, threw it over back to Turner to cut it off, and we have a one-out single by John Birdie here in the 5th inning. So Stallings goes down swinging, and Birdie gets on with a single to left field. And that'll bring up Jazz Chisholm Jr. So Jazz is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out and he also grounded out. First pitch, he will line that one out to right center field. Marsh runs over to his right side, takes a couple steps in front of the warning track, and makes the catch for out number 2. Chisholm hit that one pretty sharply on the line and just could not get it to fall, as Brandon Marsh has been playing really good defense out there in center. So 2 outs. Birdie's still over at first base, and we're in the top of the 5th inning. Garrett Cooper comes up. He's gotten on base twice, and he has certainly been one of the hitters that has crushed the Phillies over the years in a Marlins uniform. And he'll take the first pitch way inside for a ball. Yeah, I'll talk more about that during the break. I promise. I'm actually South Jersey, which is close to Philly. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Check swing. They don't even appeal, and the home plate umpire, John Libka, says that it was a called strike anyways. It was a slider right at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Birdie leads off over at first, and the 1-1 pitch. And Cooper says no, and he takes the next pitch for a slider that was inside. 57 pitches on the evening for Matt Strahm, the left-handed pitcher for the Phils. The 2-1 pitch to Cooper. It's right over the middle of the plate, a slider that just came back into the strike zone, and it's a 2-2 count now. Birdie takes a lead off at first. Strahm not even worried about him. But now he looks back over, and here's the 2-2 pitch to Cooper. Swing and a miss. A 92-mile-per-hour sinker, and Cooper goes fishing at the high fastball. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Marlins leave 1, and the Phillies are coming back up to bat. Wow. That is nice. Okay. Okay. I love doing play-by-play, and I'm going to get it going. Dude, in all honesty, man, I tell people all the time, like, I'm still working on my craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, you love my style. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what it is, man? Like, I'm going to tell you what the great Scott Fransky told me. And I tell this to people all the time. So, I was lucky. I was really fortunate that I got experience, calling games for minor league baseball for the Wilmington Blue Rocks and for the Delaware Bluecoats. My school really had an awesome program, but I took advantage of all the opportunities, and I'm not saying that I didn't work hard, because of course I did. I worked my butt off and, really tried to get involved with doing more than just, like, broadcasting, like, learned about the radio side of things, producing, like, how to operate a camera. And, I've been really trying to be open-minded, because I realized that the field is just like that, like, that's how you have to start out, and they care nowadays about people that are versatile and people that are quote-unquote utility players. So that was like the one thing that I learned. And then, I was lucky that I got an internship at NFL Films. And, ever since I started interning at Films, like since I graduated from Rowan, I said to myself, I miss doing play-by-play. Like, that's what I love. And the great Scott Fransky, tying it all back together in a bow, said to me that you can have all these opportunities, but you got to take advantage of everything. It's all about the reps. However many reps you get, that's what matters. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. I do audio and video as well. That's so cool, man. I'll have to check it out. All right, so Trey Turner comes up, and sorry about that. He just got on with an infield single. It was a hopper over to shortstop. Gene Segura tried to barehand it over at third base, and he just was not able to get a hold of it. But they will score it as an infield single here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Alcantara is still out there on the mound. Mind you, Stallings calls for time, Skip Schumacher's still going with him, which is kind of funny. So Kyle Schwarber comes up, and Stallings is still talking to Alcantara. The first time as Phillies batted around in the third inning, the first time a team has batted around against him tonight since August 6th of 2021 against Colorado. Yeah, I'll talk more about it during the break. Here's Kyle Schwarber. And Schwarber lines that one out into right field for a base hit. De La Cruz plays it on a hop. And stopping over at second base is Trey Turner, and Kyle Schwarber wants in on the action, and he gets it. And Castellanos will be coming up for the Phils. That was a line drive out to right field, and Kyle Schwarber just drilled it over there. Absolutely drilled it. And sorry about that. I said Brian De La Cruz. I meant to say Jorge Soler. Soler's out in right field. De La Cruz is out in left field. Here's Nick Castellanos, though. Nobody out. 2 runners on. Castellanos lines that one out into right field for a base hit that just got over the head of Cooper. Here comes Turner. He's coming in to score. Schwarber goes to third. The throw is off the line. And it's a 6-0 ball game on an RBI opposite field single by Castellanos. Castellanos telling the crowd that I'm here, and this is why you got me. So that'll put runners at the corners. An RBI opposite field single, and give Castellanos a lot of credit because he just absolutely drilled that thing. It was an inside pitch, and he went the opposite way. He swung a little bit early, but with Trey Turner's speed, there was no way you were going to get him out of the home plate. So here's Alec Boehm. Runners at the corners, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Boehm takes the first pitch for a high strike. He had the 2-run single back in the 3rd to give the Phillies the 5-0 lead. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. The Phillies lead 6-0, and Boehm will foul the next pitch off. It was a 97-mile-per-hour fastball in his sweet spot, and he fouls it behind the plate. Devin Smeltzer is now warming up in the bullpen, the left-handed pitcher out of the Miami bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes, 7 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball over to third base. It's going to be a tough play by Segura. Segura's just going to eat it up, and coming in to score is Schwarber. A 7-0 lead by the Phillies. It's just that type of a day for Philadelphia. An RBI infield single by Alec Boehm. There was no chance that he was going to be out at first base, even with a good throw by Segura. And Schwarber just came running home. He was actually halfway in between third base and home plate by the time he was running. And the Phillies now have runners at first and second, so Castellanos is now at second base. Segura saying, I don't know what you want me to do there. And he made the right play, and Alcantara's night is done. So he allows 7 runs. Actually, the first 2 runners at first and second are still his responsibility. And Smeltzer now comes into the ball game, and we have a pitching change. Wow. Good job, Phillies, man. Good job, Phillies. This is the game. Okay, so the Phillies lead 7-0. Yes. Okay, so the Phillies are up 7-0, and a pitching change is made by Skip Schumacher. Thank you for reminding me about that. And we have a pitching change, so Smeltzer will come into the game. All right. So first of all, if you guys are new to my channel, right? If you enjoy my play-by-play commentary, as always, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. Not only do we do Phillies games, but we do Sixers games as well. We're going to be doing a whole lot of Sixers content this week for the playoffs. We have some cool guests that are coming on. Yeah, man, so feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, feel free to hit the notification bell icon so that way you know when I upload. If you feel my energy right now, and if you love the Phillies, and if you forget about everything that I said earlier today, and you're with me on everything, and you're feeling this vibe that I have right now, Subscribe to the channel, man. What are you waiting for? Okay. Man, my nose is like so itchy. I don't know why. Sorry about the staticky noise. All right. Miami's odds right now are plus 5,000 to come back and win tonight's game. The Phillies were actually picked to lose. It's wild. Seems like putting Bryson at the 1 was a good choice. Tonight it was. Here's Brandon Marsh. And Marsh will take the first pitch outside for a ball. So Smeltzer comes in to pitch, and Sandy Alcantara's day is done. Castellanos is over at second, and over at first is Bohm. Marsh lays off on the next pitch as it was outside and low for a ball. Marsh had a double back in the third inning. And it's 2 balls, no strikes here. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging a line drive out to right center field that's going to split the gap and go all the way towards the scoreboard. Castellanos comes in to score. Bohm rounding third, and he will come in as well. And a 2-run double by Brandon Marsh. And it's a 9-0 ball game for Philadelphia. They have been pouring it on. Where was all this run support earlier? But nonetheless, another RBI double. This time it comes from Brandon Marsh. That was a fastball by Smeltzer that was right down the middle, and Soler had to go all the way towards the scoreboard to try to get the baseball here. So here's Jake Cave. Marsh at second base, and Cave will hit that one high and deep out to center field. Chisholm backs up, takes a couple of steps towards the warning track, and makes the catch. Marsh is tagging up, going to third, and nobody was there regardless. So it's a 9-0 game. Marsh going over to third base. That was a great base running play. And now there's 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. If they were to capitalize on these base running plays yesterday, this is probably like what would have happened here. Something like this. But they're doing it today. And they did it against the Cy Young Award winner. Here's Cody Clemens. Clemens takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Here's McKinley Moore warming up in the bullpen for the Phils. It's 1-0 the count to Cody Clemens. He lined out in his last at-bat to Yuli Gurriel over at first base. And the 1-0 pitch by Smeltzer. He gets the call as it was on the upper third of the strike zone on the outside corner of the plate. Look at that view. That is absolutely gorgeous. From the third base dugout, you see right field from there. That's cool. The 1-1 pitch, a little dribbler over to second base, and the throw over to first to Gurriel is in time, and Marsh stays put over at third, so it's just a ground out by Cody Clemens. And now Garrett Stubbs comes up. He will try to give the Phillies their 10th run on the evening. We're not even through the 5th as of yet. Smeltzer has 7 pitches so far. And all 9 of these runs were given up by Sandy Alcantara. Because the first two, the runners that were over at first and second that scored on the 2-run double by Marsh were also his responsibility. So don't forget about that. First pitch was up high and inside for a ball to Stubbs. And the 1-0 pitch. Stubbs takes it and just lays it off. That was a slider that just was a little bit below the knees on the outside corner. Stubbs batting on the left side. With the bat on his shoulder. Now puts it up a little bit more, and here's the 2-0 pitch. It's way outside, a fastball that was nowhere near the plate. For ball 3. Stubbs is 0 for 3 today so far. Or 0 for 2, I should say. Sorry. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Way up high and inside for ball 4. And that'll put runners at the corners with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Bryson Stott is the 9th man to come up to the plate in this 5th inning here. Oops, I missed an inning. I can't believe I missed an inning. That's funny. I missed an inning on my score sheet. How about that? Here's Bryson Stott. 2 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the first pitch is a high strike over the center of the plate for a 89-mile-per-hour fastball. Stott's 1 for 3 on the day, but he's hit the ball very hard. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt for a ball. And Smeltzer seems to be in a little bit of trouble. Alcantara allowed 10 runs back on the 21st, it was the August 21st, I believe, of 2021, it said. He has allowed 9 here. Stott lifts that one out to right field. Soler goes over to his right side, says, I got it, and makes the catch for the 3rd and final out. But 9 men come to the plate, and the Phillies add on some more runs as they lead 9-0. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. So this is the 5th. This is the 6th. This is the 7th. I'm now hoping that we don't have to play a 9th inning, because now if you can see my scoreboard or my scorecard here, I don't know if you can because of the camera. Nope. Okay, there we go. Can you see it? That's the one thing I don't like about this virtual background thing. But whatever. My scorecard, I put everything from that was supposed to be in the 5th inning all the way to the 6th inning. Swinging a dribbler in front of the plate. Ruiz out to get it. To throw to his knees is in time. There. Oh, man, that's cool. You talking about Carlos Ruiz? I loved Carlos Ruiz, man. Yep, Scott Fransky. Yep. Is in time, and it's a... Okay, now I remember. There it is. Okay, I remember it now. Doc Holliday. I have a picture somewhere, and I probably should hang it up on the box score of everybody that got out in the Marlins lineup. And I see why you brought it up, because that was when they played against the Marlins. Perfect game. Yep, I remember watching that live. I almost cried. I did. That was cool. If you guys are new to my channel, and if you guys enjoy my play-by-play commentary, as always, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, feel free to hit the notification bell icon as well, so that way you know when I go live for a Phillies game, a Sixers game, you name it. Even if I'm calling your game, if you're playing a basketball game, I might just be in your backyard, which will be a little bit awkward. Calling a basketball game. We had 2 rallies today. Yes, we did, man. Yes, we did. All right. And Matt Strahm's day is done. How about that? So Moore does come in to pitch. So it's McKinley Moore, who is making his major league debut. He was 4-5 last season with a 4.35 ERA. And his first victim will be Luis Arias. So Strahm went 5 strong innings and still hasn't allowed a run. And he also had 5 Ks too. The 1-1 pitch to Arias. He takes it way up high for a ball. And good for Rob Thompson for putting him in there just to try to get him some experience, because he has a big cushion here. That was a very good move. So far, we can't speak yet. The 2-1 pitch, a broken bat, foul ball toward the first base side, and it just hooked foul. Yeah, we can't say it yet. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Arias is 2 for 2 on the day. Nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. The Phillies lead 9-0. You see the score correctly. 11 hits. The 2-2 pitch is way outside by Moore for ball 3. So it is 3, 4, and 5 that are due up for the Marlins in this inning, as Soler waits on deck and De La Cruz is in the hole. The payoff pitch by Moore. There's a foul ball. It was a defensive swing towards the third base side as the pitch was up high and outside. And it hit 97. McKinley Moore. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the payoff pitch. There's a high fly ball out to shallow left center field. It's going back to foul territory, and Schwarber just runs out of room to make the catch. He just ran out of room. Trey Turner tried to back him up as well, and it just went into the stands. Let's see here. Did the fan catch it? I don't even know. The fan was like, I just got a ball, and I took it from Kyle Schwarber before he got to it. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock to Arias, and another foul ball towards the third base side. So he stays alive. Moore has 8 pitches in this at-bat so far. I'm sure that he will absolutely remember this, being his major league debut. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And another payoff pitch. Outside for ball 4. It was a sweeper that was just a little bit off the plate. And Arias gets aboard with a leadoff walk. That's the 3rd time today that he has gotten on base. He singled back in the 1st, also had another one back in the 3rd, and now he gets on with a leadoff walk here. That'll bring up Jorge Soler, who's 0 for 2. He flew out to right center field. Marsh made a really nice catch. Now the bat boy has to go out there to pick up the bat that Arias left out there, and he's just hustling. And he was like running for his life, going over towards the first base bag to just get the ball and the bat. The first pitch to Soler. There's a ground ball, a hopper over to third. Bohm throws it to second. There's one. The throw back to first is in time for a 5-4-3 double play. A nice play by Alec Bohm. A great pitch by McKinley Moore. And there's 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 6th inning. Soler had a high hopper, and Bohm actually got over to it, and Trey Turner and them almost collided. So good job by Bohm to just get over there and make the play, and Turner just got out of the way. Jay Cave homered. But who homered? I'll get to everything in a little bit. Brian De La Cruz comes up, and the first pitch he takes at the knees for a strike. So a 5-4-3 double play was hit by Jorge Soler. Here's De La Cruz, and the next pitch is fouled off right behind home plate. A 98-mile-per-hour fastball. De La Cruz had a homer in yesterday afternoon's game against the Mets. But he's batting .250 on the season. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-2 pitch to De La Cruz. A curveball that was in the dirt for ball 1. McKinley Moore ahead in the count 1-2 here. Nobody on. Top of the 6th. And the 1-2 pitch. There's a high fly ball out to left field, and Schwarber just goes over to his right side to make the catch, and De La Cruz just missed a home run. But the Phillies get the side retired, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning as they lead it 9-0. Okay. All right. So we had a solo home run by Jay Cave to start it off in the bottom of the 3rd. In case you're just tuning in, well, this is exactly what happened. So a solo home run by Jay Cave, Then we had an RBI single by Trey Turner after Stott got on and then stole a base. This was all with 2 outs. The Stott base hit was with 2 outs. The Cave home run was not. But so Cave got a solo home run in the bottom of the 3rd. Then it was an RBI single by Trey Turner with 2 outs. And then Castellanos got on with an RBI double. And Alec Boehm hit a 2-run single. And that was all in the bottom of the 3rd. And the Phillies put up 5 runs in that inning against Sandy Alcantara. And then we go to the 5th inning. They had 9 men come to the plate. And Castellanos had an RBI single. Boehm had an RBI single. Marsh then hit a 2-run double. And that would give the Phillies the 9-0 lead. So the scoreboard is correct. And it's been fun, man. Calling this one is a good one. When your team is scoring runs, man, it's fun. And they're pitching really well. This was the game that they needed. Now, they have to keep their foot on the gas pedal because I've seen what they've done in situations like this, and you just cannot kick your feet up just yet with this team. I mean, you can if you want to, but yes. As always, if you're new to my channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoy my play-by-play commentary, if you also really love the Phillies as much as I do, or if you love the Patriots as much as I do, or if you love the Sixers as much as I do, or the Flyers, you finish the sentence as much as I do. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Here's Trey Turner leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Still Smeltzer is out there on the mound. The 0-1 pitch to Turner. He'll foul it off to the 3rd base side, and it goes behind the dugouts. It's no balls and 2 strikes. I don't know if anybody anticipated this type of a score from the Phillies today. So Turner is 2 for 3. Had an RBI single. Also stole a base. And had another base hit. That was back in the 5th inning. 3rd pitch is up high and outside for ball 1. Phillies have exploded for a lot of runs today. The 1-2 pitch to Trey. Trey will line that one into left field for his 3rd base hit. He's rounding first. He will go back over to first base as the throw was made over to second to the cutoff man. And Trey Turner is aboard once again. He's just making good, solid contact with the baseball here. It seems like that the pressure's been taken off of him. And just made some great contact. Put it out into left field, a line drive base hit. So Turner gets on with the leadoff single, and Schwarber will foul that one towards the first base side. Hit the red area. No balls, 1 strike to Schwarber. And he'll take the next pitch just below the knees. It was a changeup at 82 miles per hour. Smeltzer just missed it by a hair. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-1 pitch to Schwarber. And he takes it up high and outside for ball 2. I got to tell you, the popcorn looks really good out there, too. What's your favorite baseball food? What's your favorite food to get at the ballpark? Let me know down below. The 2-1 pitch to Schwarber. He lays it off. It was a changeup that was in the dirt for ball 3. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. I would love that. Thank you so much for doing that. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk, all right? You're the man. The 3-1 pitch to Schwarber. A line drive over the first baseman's head out into right field. That's going to go all the way towards the wall. And Turner will go over to third base, and Kyle Schwarber gets himself another double. Thumbs up all around as he shows the Phillies dugouts. And there's still nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. And nobody is warming up in the bullpen. I wonder if that's going to change now for Skip Schumacher. That was a cannon that was drilled over Yuli Gurriel's head, and it went all the way to the corner. And Trey Turner, rightfully so, stayed over at third base. Here's Nick Castellanos. He's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a double, and a single. 5 seconds on the pitch clock. And he takes the curveball over the heart of the plate for a strike. Castellanos still wearing his necklace and has his cool bat as well. The 0-1 pitch to Castellanos, swing and a miss. That was a changeup that was right at the knees. Hot dogs are good. I love hot dogs. Beer's just so expensive, though, at the ballpark, and cotton candy's good, too. I love cotton candy. The 0-2 pitch to Castellanos, and there's a ground ball back up the middle. It's fielded by Birdie. Birdie fields it over the first base, and it's an infield single. An RBI infield single by Nick Castellanos. Schwarber goes over to third base. John Birdie did everything he possibly could, and the Phillies are just having such a great hitting day. There's still nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. That's Castellanos' 3rd RBI on the day. And the Phillies are up 10-0. Birdie made a diving stop as he dove over towards his left side, and there was no chance he was going to get Castellanos out. So here is Alec Boehm. He takes the first pitch at the knees for a strike. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning in case you're just joining us, and the Phillies lead it 10-0. Boehm is 2 for 3. He scored a run, and he has 3 RBIs on the day. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 1-0-1 pitch, that's lifted high and deep to left field. That is a 3-run home run by Alec Boehm. Oh, my goodness, that was a moonshot hit out to left center field, and the Phillies have a 13-0 lead. 440 feet, and Alec Boehm coming in the home plate, giving a salute. Absolutely unbelievable. A standing ovation from the fans at Citizens Bank Park, and the Phillies have had their 3rd inning of scoring at least 4 runs. Incredible. The way that he launched that one, that is cool. 13-0. Still nobody out. Marsh lines that one over to second base, and the throw over to first is in time. That was a hot shot over towards second base, and there's one out here in the bottom of the 6th now. So yes, 13-0 Phillies, and Alec Boehm now has 5 RBIs on the day. Here's Jay Cave, the man that got the Phillies their first run of the game on a solo home run back in the 3rd. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Smeltzer is still out there. Mind you, there's still nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Marlins. No one. The 0-1 pitch to Cave. That is outside and low for a ball. A slider at 76 miles per hour. And it did not get enough. The 1-1 pitch. Cave swings and misses at another slider. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Phillies have been exploding in this game. The 1-2 pitch to Cave. He lays off another pitch that was in the dirt for ball 2. My gosh, Alec Boehm certainly got all barrel on that pitch. When you look at the replay, that was a heck of a shot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Jake Cave, and the next pitch is going to be lifted out over to third base. He wanted it to drop, and Segura just got over to it as he took about 4 steps onto the outfield grass, and there's out number 2. I have to take a break after this and just get some water for sure. All right, so now here comes Cody Clemens. The first pitch, he takes it on the outside corner for a strike. So Clemens is 0 for 3. Smeltzer has 35 pitches, and we're only in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch to Clemens. That one's lifted high to shallow center field. And Soler makes the catch for out number 3. But the damage is done, and the Phillies add 4 more runs thanks to an RBI single by Castellanos and a 3-run bomb by Alec Bohm. And we'll be back for the top of the 7th inning. The Phillies lead 13-0. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Wow. How many people we got on here, man? Let's see how many people on YouTube we got on here. What a game. 15 people. Y'all are so loyal, man. Thank you. Thank you for being on here. We're really growing this community, man. We're really growing this family. This is cool stuff. You know, my physics teacher used to tell me, my physics teacher had a lot of sayings, okay? One of them was that, well, she was the one that didn't even believe in cruise control, if that's even a thing. But she also said that practice makes practical, and the other thing that I wanted to say, there was just a quote that it just popped out of my head, and I can't remember what it is. What you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. So, I think that we're putting in a lot of good work here. Has Bryson Stott got a base hit? Yeah, he has. He started off that 2-out rally back in the 3rd inning. So he got the single, and then he stole second base, and then scored a run on Trey Turner's RBI single, and that would put the Phillies up 2-0. Lots of scoring for the Phillies. Here's Yuli Gurriel. And there's a pitch that is down low, and it was swung on and missed for a strike. Thanks, man. Have a good practice, dude. Thanks for coming on here, bro. All right, so Jordan Pache comes in to play center field for the Phillies. He will sub in for Brandon Marsh, I believe. And it's now no balls, 2 strikes to Yuli Gurriel. Here in the top of the 7th inning. Gurriel's 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out and grounded out, and the 0-2 pitch is way up high for a ball. It just got over the head of Yuli Gurriel. He ducked and squatted all the way down. Ten seconds left on the pitch clock. The Phillies lead 13-0. And the 1-2 pitch to Gurriel. There's a high fly ball out to left field. This has a chance. It's going back to the warning track, to the wall, and it gets out of here. A solo home run given up by McKinley Moore, and Yuli Gurriel has knocked away the shutout. So there is a solo home run by Yuli Gurriel, and that'll put the Marlins on the board. As we start off the top of the 7th inning. That's actually the 4th inning, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's the 3rd inning in a row that the Marlins have actually gotten a leadoff hitter aboard. So it's 13-1 now on the solo home run by Gurriel, and Segura steps into the batter's box, the 7th hitter, and that is lined foul towards the first base side. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He lined out, and he also struck out. No balls, 1 strike to Segura. Moore winds up and delivers the 0-1 pitch. That is way up high. It was 97 miles per hour. And it went over the glove. 20 pitches for McKinley Moore in his major league debut for the Phillies. They've given him even more of a cushion. He came in with a 9-0 lead, and then it was a 13-0 lead to go into the 7th inning, as if that wasn't enough. Next pitch is fouled off, and it's a 1-2 count to Segura. Nobody out. A solo home run by Yuli Gurriel, the former Houston Astro. And the Marlins finally got themselves on the board. Segura did call time, so there was no pitch clock violation, and now he gets back into the batter's box. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Moore winds up and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No. The pitch was outside and low. It was a slider at 82 miles per hour that broke too soon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the 7th. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. Moore with the 2-2 pitch. Way outside for ball 3. So it's now a full count. What was a 0-2 count is now a full count. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. This is the first 3-ball count that Moore's had on the evening. The 3-2 pitch. It was up high, and Segura held his swing, and he'll get on with a walk. Still nobody out in the 7th inning. And Segura gets on with a walk. Shout out to the play. Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all are the best, man. I don't live in a local area to get the games. I just found your channel tonight, and I'm looking forward. Oh, wait, let me see. Okay, so the timeout was called on the mound. All right, so I have time to look at this. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for coming on here. I don't live in a local area to get the games. I just found your channel tonight, and I'm looking forward to tuning in often. Thank you, Baylor. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Seriously. This is what happens when you continue to work hard, man. This is how it goes. Here's Jacob Stallings. He comes into the batter's box. In the first pitch, he takes it up high and inside for a ball. So in case you're just joining us, the Phillies lead 13-1. They've actually scored at least 4 runs in 3 innings. Scored 5 in the 3rd, 4 in the 5th, and 4 again in the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch is taken away inside for ball 2. And if you just subscribe to my channel, also give yourself a shout out. Seriously, because I'd love to shout you guys out. 2 balls, no strikes to Stallings. Moore winds up in the 2-0 pitch. That's way up high and outside for ball 3. So now you're starting to wonder, even though you're up by 12 runs, if at least Rob Thompson should be warming somebody up in the bullpen now. And Caleb Coughlin is going to the phone, and that's exactly what he's going to do. The 3-0 pitch, up high and inside again for ball 4, so back-to-back walks issued by McKinley Moore after giving up a solo home run, and there's still nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. 9 balls, 5 strikes out of the 14 pitches in this inning alone for Moore, and here's Caleb Coughlin. Subscribe. Thank you. Oh, y'all are the best. Andrew Vasquez will be warming up in the bullpen now. So there's runners at first and second. Segura goes over to second base, and Stallings is now at first. Both of them got on due to walks. And John Birdie steps up into the batter's box, but Coughlin's still out there talking to his pitcher. And everybody from the infield is rallying around the troops. There's Alec Boehm talking to Gene Segura over at second base. Sharing some smiles, sharing some laughs. And everybody now goes back to their spots. So I said that Pache was playing over in center field. I stand corrected. So he's out in left field, according to the camera that I just saw. Birdie is 1 for 2. He singled back in the 5th inning. And the first pitch, he takes it down low and outside for a ball. Again, Vasquez was warming up in the bullpen. They showed it on the camera. He's been pitching really good for the Phillies this season, and they tried to buy some time to get him warming up a little bit more. Segura takes a lead off at second. The 1-0 pitch, down low and outside for ball 2. And Moore has certainly been losing his velocity on these pitches. 30 pitches, 16 of them in this inning alone. And there's still nobody out. The 2-0 pitch. That's on the inside corner, a 96-mile-per-hour fastball, and he comes back with firing a strike. Moore looking back at second base, and the windup and the pitch. The 2-1 pitch, that's grounded over to shortstop. It's fielded on the hop. There's one. The throw back to first is not in time. I hesitated a little bit because it looked like Trey Turner wasn't even playing over at shortstop. And now I kind of have to confirm that. So it's a fielder's choice, and now we have runners at the corners with 1 out. So I apologize about that. And now here comes Rob Thompson. So that'll most likely be it for McKinley Moore, and his day will be done. Vasquez will be coming in, and we have another pitch and change. So we'll be back in just a few moments. All right, so let me make sure that I got this correct. So Birdie just grounded into a fielder's choice. Okay, so now we have runners at first and third. And now I want to see what the heck just happened. So is Turner out of the game? Because it looked like somebody, came in to substitute for him. Let's see here. Okay, so let's refresh the page. Let's go to the box score. Oh, where is it? There it is. So Edmundo Sosa is now playing over at shortstop. See, this is the curse about this. So Sosa's playing over at short, and Christian Pache is now in left field. So Turner and Schwarber are done for today. So, all right. Oh, man, we got another subscriber. Thank you. I can't believe we reached 185 tonight, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. Brett, thank you for subscribing. I seriously appreciate it. I'm a Phillies fan in Florida without regular TV, so I'll be counting on you all season. Oh, man, so you're going to put pressure on me. I like it. I like it, man. Yeah, so Sosa's playing over at shortstop. So that's I got to tell you, like, calling games off of a monitor, like, it has its blessings, right? Like, I can see the game up close. But the curse is that I can't see what's going on off the camera. So if there's a base runner that's going, I got to be on the fly for that, right? Like, sometimes you have runners at second and third, and if there's a single, you would kind of figure to yourself, if I'm watching this live, okay, I can see somebody's, like, rounding third base and coming in to score, but sometimes because the camera's not there, I don't know if Castellanos was rounding third base, if he was coming into second base. So you kind of have to go with your instinct, and also you got to be honest. You know? So, Sosa's over at shortstop. So we have a new pitcher. It is Andrew Vasquez. His first victim is Jazz Chisholm Jr. The first pitch was on the outside corner for a strike. The second pitch was outside and high for a ball. So it's a 1-1 count. We have runners over at the corners. Yuli Gurriel hit a solo home run to start the top of the 7th inning. The 1-1 pitch. That one gets by Stubbs, and coming in to score all the way from third base is Gene Segura. It was a wild pitch, and Segura comes in, and that's the second run that has been scored in the inning by the Marlins. And going over to second base is Stallings on the wild pitch. Caleb, thanks for coming on, man. Thank you. What's going on, man? This 13-2 lead is nice. The 2-1 pitch. That time it's a slider on the outside corner, taken for strike 2. 15 seconds left on the pitch clock. So the double play depth is not intact. The 2-2 pitch to Chisholm. There's a ground ball right through the hole to right field for a base hit. And going over to third base now is Stallings, and we have runners at the corners. And the Marlins seem to have a little bit of life to them. It's 13-2. There's 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Here's Garrett Cooper, who walked and singled, had the walk in the first inning, and then singled back in the third. He's 1 for 2 on the day, and the first pitch is taken up high for a ball. Vasquez with 12 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive out to right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. And there comes one run to score. Going over to third base will be Jazz Chisholm. And now it's a 13-3 ball game. My mistake, he's over at second. See, that's why this is a curse. That's why this is a curse. So Chisholm gets on with a single. And Garrett Cooper gets an RBI single. And there's still one out. So it's a 13-3 ball game. Marlins trying to claw their way back into this one. Garrett Hampson now will come in to pinch hit for Luis Arias. And Hampson will lift that one over to first base, and it's caught in foul territory by Cody Clemens. That was not an easy play whatsoever. It wasn't even hit that high. And it just died out in foul territory towards the first base side. And Clemens, just good recognition by him. He was also very far away from the bag. So a foul out over to first base by Garrett Hampson. And now there's two outs. And here's Jorge Soler. Runners at first and second. The Phillies lead 13-3. The first pitch is fouled off to the third base side. And it goes towards the dugout. Soler flew out to center field, right center field that was. He's 0 for 3 today. Got robbed on extra bases thanks to a nice catch by Marsh to start off the first inning. And the next pitch is taken at the knees for a strike here. No balls, 2 strikes. Over at second base is Chisholm. And at first is Cooper, the 0-2 pitch. Soler holds his swing. And what, are they going to say that it hit him? It did. It just hit him on the right foot. And that'll load the bases. And the Phillies are going to try to challenge this, it looks like. As Rob Thompson's holding up his hand. Did it hit him? It may have actually gotten over to him on that right. Nope, it hit the dirt first. It hit the dirt first. And I believe that the Phillies might challenge this. No word. And they will not challenge it. So Brian De La Cruz will come up. The bases are loaded. Soler at first. Got on with a hit by pitch. Cooper over at second and Chisholm at third. It's 13-3 Phillies in the top of the 7th inning. And the first pitch is a slider that's inside and low. So Soler gets hit by a pitch. This is the 9th batter to come up to the plate in this inning. The 1-0 pitch is right at the knees on the inside corner for a strike. I know, it's so crazy. That was really bizarre. The 1-1 pitch to De La Cruz. Right on the outside corner, a slider that was taken at 86 miles per hour. And Vasquez pinning it perfectly. Bases loaded. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right over to Stott. Stott goes over to his right side, throws over to first in time. And the Phillies get out of a jam. But 3 runs coming to score by the Marlins. It is stretch time at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies lead it 13-3. As 9 men came up to the plate for the Marlins, but the Phillies are coming back up to bat. Ooh. So Hampson fouled out. Now I got to update my sheet right here. Fouled out, and De La Cruz grounded out to second base. Okay. Wow, man, my score sheet's getting pretty full. Okay, can you shout out my friend? He subbed. So who's your friend, Caleb? Who's your friend? Oh, was that Fun is Fun? Fun is Fun, thank you for subscribing. My friend is, Joey Stone. Joey Stone, man, thank you. Not Joey Gladstone from Full House, right? I'm sure that you get that a lot. Fun is Fun. Thank you so much for subscribing, my guy. If you guys are new to my channel, as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you enjoy my play-by-play commentary. We also do Sixers games on here as well. We'll be doing a whole lot of stuff for the playoffs, and really excited about that. So if you love Sixers basketball, if you love Phillies baseball, if you love Patriots football or if you love Flyers hockey, this is the channel to be at. I think a lot of people are new. I don't think it's just you fun is fun, but I understand what you mean. I've been going at it for 4 months, so I have a lot of new people that are coming on here. Oh, man. Brett, I don't know if I gave you a shout out, man, but thank you for subscribing, my guy. Seriously, I'm happy that you found me. That means I'm also doing my job and I'm marketing myself, which is good. Lots of work, and it's been paying off. Here's Garrett Stubbs for the Phillies as the 7th inning stretch is over. I'm excited to see Trey Turner. Me too. I got to go to the bank sometime, man. And not my bank, Citizens Bank Park. The 1-0 pitch. Line drive over the second baseman's head in the right field. It just got off of his glove. And there's a single as Garrett Hampson could not make the play. That was a laser out to right field by Garrett Stubbs as Garrett Hampson could not get over to it. So Stubbs leads off the 7th inning with a single. Garrett Hampson saying, my bad. That would have been a tough play regardless, but that's a good way to start off the inning. Here's Bryson Stott now, the leadoff hitter for the Phillies. He takes the first pitch over the center of the plate for a strike. Mind you, Smeltzer is still out there on the bump. He has 39 pitches. He hasn't been pitching bad, though. No balls, 1 strike. The wave is going around Citizens Bank Park. Then the 0-1 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. So Stubbs is over at first base. The playlist, I'm sure, is going to be filled with a lot of good songs tonight. No balls, 2 strikes to Stott. And the 0-2 pitch. That's taken up high and outside for a ball. So Stott is 1 for 4 on the day. And he's behind in the count 1-2. Nobody out. And the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball over to third base. It's a slow dribbler, and it's another infield single. And Smeltzer's just going to eat it up. So back-to-back singles by the Phillies. The small ball has absolutely been working today. So Stott gets on for the second time. He is 2 for 5. The bat boy just goes out there to grab his bat as he also gives him his batting gloves as well. So here's Edmundo Sosa, who came in to play over at shortstop for Trey Turner. So Turner's day is done. He ended up getting on base 3 times with an RBI single, and he also stole a base and scored 2 runs. Sosa takes the first pitch, and it just gets behind the catcher. So Stallings, it'll be called a pass ball. And now runners go over to second and third for the Phillies. They could add on some more runs here, as if 13's not even enough. So Turner's day is done. Sosa in the batter's box, pinch hitting for him. And Kyle Schwarber, mind you, is also out as well. He was being subbed out for Christian Pache. The 1-0 pitch, it's popped up towards shallow center field. Birdie gets underneath it, and he'll make the catch for this first out of the inning. Ooh. No Turner. Bye. Bye, Caleb. I don't know if you're leaving. I'll see you, Caleb. Thanks for coming on here, man. I'll get to your comments after this inning, my guys. Or when there's a pitch and change or something happens. Here's Christian Pache. Pinch hitting for Alec Bohm here. Runners at second and third. Pache will take the first pitch. It was a curveball that was way inside for a ball. So there's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-0 count to Pache. And the 1-0 pitch. He takes it way up high and outside for ball 2. 46 pitches in relief for Sandy Alcantara by Smeltzer. 2 balls, no strikes. Pache ahead in the count. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock in the 2-0 pitch. That is lined foul. And it's a 2-1 count. Bye, man. Thanks for coming on here, dude. Thank you. Seriously. Means a lot. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Pache. He doubled in the second game against Cincinnati. The 2-1 pitch, that's lined into left field for a base hit. 1 run's going to come in to score. Stubbs will come in, and now we have runners at the corners on the RBI single by Jordan Pache. And it's 14-3, Philadelphia. So as Schwarber's day is done, Pache just picks up right where he left off. So we have runners at the corners as Sosa now, Stott goes over to third. So Stubbs scored. See, I got to keep this up, man. This is a lot. Here's Nick Castellanos, batting cleanup. He's 3 for 4 today. Runners at the corners, and Castellanos will ground the first pitch over to first base, and it just rolls foul. Good job by him, though, hustling down the first base line, and Gurriel surely wanted that one to stay fair, and it just got foul as soon as he put the glove on it. So it's no balls and 2 strikes. He took the first pitch at the knees for a strike. And Smeltzer with his 51st pitch is coming up. 14 seconds left on the pitch clock. Smeltzer looks back at first base. And here's the windup in the 0-2 pitch. Castellanos is rung up on strikes, and according to StatCast, it was just a little bit off the plate, but he goes down looking, according to the home plate umpire, John Lipka. And there's 2 outs in the 7th inning. The umps have, that was actually like, when you look at it from the home plate perspective, it looked like it was actually on the inside corner, so you could see why he was called out on strikes, but not according to StatCast. Crazy. Smeltzer, yeah, according to StatCast, it was just a little bit off the plate. Here's Alec Bohm, no. He has had himself quite a day on the stat sheet. A 3-run home run, an RBI single, and a 2-run single. He has 6 RBIs on the day. The first pitch, he'll pop that one foul, and it goes behind home plate. He has a chance to get another one here if he gets a base hit. The Phillies lead 14-3. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock for Smeltzer, and the 0-1 pitch to Bohm. It's taken way up high for ball 1. How long have we been going at this? It's 8:51 now. So it's been 2 hours? Yeah, it's been 2 hours. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bohm. And the 1-1 pitch. There's a pop-up that goes right behind the plate into the second deck. And it's 1-2 now. 18 seconds left on the pitch clock. The Phillies lead 14-3. Runners over at the corners. Bohm up at the plate. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2 pitch by Smeltzer. Swinging a foul ball again behind the plate, and Alec Bohm stays alive here. Bohm batting in the 5th spot. Up next on deck is Brandon Marsh. And you see the scoreboard correctly. The Phillies have scored 14 runs. They have a chance to add on here. The 1-2 pitch to Bohm. Swinging a ground ball over to third base, and Segura throws over to second to get the force out, and that'll do it. But the Phillies do get another run thanks to an RBI single by Jordan Pache. And they lead 14-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. All right. I need to take a very quick step off and catch my breath really quickly and take some water. So do not go anywhere. I will be back in 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. Okay, you can time me if you want. All right, I'll be right back. There we go. There we go. The Rays won again? 10 to nothing? Oh my gosh, man. They are like unstoppable. Oh shoot, the playing games are on. How does anyone know the okay, let me I forgot the playing games are on. Shoot, that's today, right? Does it start today or tomorrow? Oh, it starts tomorrow. Okay. It starts tomorrow. 27 seconds. You timed me. I didn't beat my time. Thank you. I cracked myself up. Thank you for the subscription. Whoever just subscribed to my channel. Seriously, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was 0-1 Remit. Was a close game to me. Wow. It was. Yeah, that's man, that's let's see some other scores, shall we? I'm curious. Oh, let's do it after the 8th inning because here's the top of the 8th inning. So Vasquez is still out there on the bump for the Phillies. Gurriel, who led off the 7th inning with a solo home run, takes a look at the first pitch for a strike. That was right down Broad Street. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. And the next pitch, another slider that was right down the middle of the plate. And he looks at that one as well. Vasquez on the bump. Here's the 18th pitch of the night coming up. There's a line drive right over to third base, and it just got off the glove of Alec Bohm. And it goes into left field, and Bohm was shaken up on the play. He seems to be okay, but he's grabbing onto his belt, as I think his belt just came loose. That's a little crazy. He did everything he possibly could, but it just ricocheted off of the end of the glove, and they will scored a single. And Bohm is still shaken up over there, but he signals to the home plate umpire that he's good, and Gurriel gets on with a single. Oh, I had my score sheet on wrong. So here's Gene Segura. He takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. A 79-mile-per-hour slider. So Gurriel single. The 0-1 pitch. A line drive caught by Stott over at second base, and diving back into first base will be Yuli Gurriel. That's the second time today that Segura hit it hard right to Bryson Stott. The exit velocity on that one was certainly very high, but the Phillies get an out. So Jacob Stallings will now be coming up to the plate for the Phils. There's Scott Palmer. I don't know what they were showing in the dugout or in the press conference room, but Kevin Hackenbrack, Laura Ramond. Okay, never heard of any of these. Oh, these are everybody that's a part of the front office here besides the GM and all that. That's kind of cool. So Stallings takes the first two pitches. They just pan back to the camera. It's an 0-2 count now. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off, and Stallings almost lost his footing as it goes towards the first base side. So I apologize about that. But it's an 0-2 count to Jacob Stallings, 1 out, and a runner over at first base. That's Yuli Gurriel. No balls, 2 strikes, and the 0-2 pitch. Stallings lines that one over towards the right field side, and it hits the net towards the right field side. That was a screamer. Heads up play for sure. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. The Phillies lead 14-3. The 0-2 pitch. There's a high fly ball out to right field. Castellanos goes over towards his right side and makes the catch towards the line for out number 2. So that was Jake Cave, not Castellanos. I beg your pardon. Forgot that Castellanos is DHing today. That was Jake Cave. I was like, that looks a little bit off to me. But nonetheless, there's 2 outs in the top of the 8th. A runner over at first. That's Yuli Gurriel. And John Birdie takes the first pitch for a strike. And the next pitch, There's a ground ball that hooks foul to the third base side. Vasquez, with 27 pitches on the evening so far, came on in relief for Matt Strahm, who was absolutely incredible again. 5 scoreless innings for him. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball, a comebacker right over towards the pitcher, and the throw back to first is in time. For out number 3, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, as traffic was left on the base pads, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies lead 14-3. Can they add on some more runs? That remains to be seen. Why did I pause on who was pitching? Why did I pause? Andrew Vasquez. My gosh. Come on, Jason. Really? Really, Jace? Ay. Yeah, I can't believe that the Rays are on a 10-0 record. That was a good inning. Yeah, I was happy that Vasquez got out of it. He's been pitching really, really well for the Phillies, and he could be one of those guys that can come in now for like middle relief, because every time he gets the baseball, I think he only had like one bad outing. He's been pretty good, pretty solid, man. All right, can we hit 190 before the end of this cast? I know I'm being a little bit greedy, but I'm curious. I'm curious to see if we hit 190. I want to try to hit the 200 mark really soon, to be honest with you. That would be really freaking cool, really awesome. I like to hear that. I'm not really like a greedy person or selfish in that sort of way. I mean, like, I've maybe starting to like be a little bit more like selfish in the sense like where I'm starting to like do more things for me, like, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, I believe it's still innings left. Yeah. Hey, anything could still happen, and so I'm happy with how things have been going so far. I've just seen some crazy, crazy things in baseball, so I can't get too excited yet. Brandon Marsh comes up into the batter's box, and Smeltzer is still out there on the bump for the Marlins, so Skip Schumacher still wants to try to save up his bullpen here. It's just been Smeltzer and Alcantara. The 0-1 pitch to Marsh. On the outside corner, called a strike. Uh-oh. Did I freeze? Don't tell me I froze. Please do not tell me that I froze. Oh my gosh. Don't tell me I froze, please. Am I still live? Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? No? Okay, yes. Okay, thank God. Because I literally just had a freeze for a second. Okay, thank God. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so back to the game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I just got a little bit nervous because whenever I see like this chat is ready to display messages from Restream, I panic. I do. All right, so Marsh is up. 3 balls, 2 strikes to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Smeltzer with the payoff pitch. There's a line drive out to left center field. It's going back to the warning track, and it is gone. My goodness, Brandon Marsh with an opposite field home run on the payoff pitch. That's home run number 2 on the season. The bell is ringing. The fans are standing, and the Phillies lead by a dozen. Marsh rounds home plate. A slap on the back by Jay Cave. That was a fastball that was right in his wheelhouse, and my goodness, another home run for the Phils. Man, the scorecard is getting really messy here. Here's Cave with a high fly ball out to right center field. Could this be 2? It just goes off the top of the wall. And Cave will go into second base. I wonder if they might review this to see if it's a home run or not here. Bohm signaling for 2, and my goodness, man, that was another high fly ball. Are they going to review it? Oh, my gosh. It just hit the top of the fence here. Nope, that's a double. It just hit the top of the fence. So it's a double. It almost cut out, though. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. 62 pitches by Smeltzer. And Clemens will take the first pitch at the knees for a strike. In real time, I thought it maybe just got over it, but it just barely hit the top of the wall. So Clemens is the only one that doesn't have a hit today. He's 0 for 4. The 0-1 pitch taken right at the knees on the outside corner for a strike. So it was a double. Marsha hit a home run, and then Cave got on with a double. Bottom of the 8th, the 0-2 pitch to Clemens. He lays off the changeup. That was outside and low. The Phillies lead 15-3. They didn't even score 15 runs in the series against the Rangers. I don't think. Whew. Yeah, I know. I thought it was gone. Especially with the way that he looked at it, too. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. So Clemens goes 0 for 5 today. So a solo home run by Marsh. Cave gets a double, and Clemens strikes out. So that'll bring up Garrett Stubbs now. They're letting Smeltzer twist in the wind. I know, dude. Like, it doesn't make sense. Here's Garrett Stubbs. Stubbs lines that one over to third base. It's going to be a really tough play by Segura. Segura fields on the hop, throws over to first, and just gets Stubbs in time. That was a really good defensive stop by Gene Segura. It almost got past him as he dove over towards his left side, got right up on his 2 feet, and made a really good throw over to first. So now there's 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. And Stubbs ends his day 1 for 5. He was actually, honestly, Stubbs wasn't even hustling down the first base line, so he probably would have beat that one out easily if he was hustling. Just saying. Here's Bryson Stott, though. He's 2 for 5. He grounds that one right over towards first base. It almost got into the outfield, and the throw over to first to get Stott is just not in time. He's out by half a step. So it was a ground ball. It was a hopper that was played over at first base by Yuli Gurriel, and he threw it over to Smeltzer, and Smeltzer just won the race to the bag, and we go to the top of the 9th. The Phillies lead by 12. Let's see if they can finish this. Which they should. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. 15-3. I'm just looking at Sandy Alcantara's line, and I see 9 earned runs, 10 hits in 4 innings. That's crazy. And it's funny because Smeltzer has allowed 10 hits as well in 3 2/3, 5 earned runs. The Phillies have 20 hits, and they've scored 15 runs. That deserves a round of applause. You know who else deserves a round of applause? I do. Because I keep putting out this content for you guys. And you know what you guys should do? You should subscribe to my channel. What are you waiting for? If you haven't subscribed already, you should definitely do that. And I'm not just making this stuff up. We have a lot of cool content coming up with the Sixers. I got some guests that are coming on. And, man, we're going to be doing a whole lot of stuff this week. Got a lot of things coming. So keep the likes and the subscriptions coming as well, man. Means a lot to me. Isel Monts. Yes, sir. I shout out to you. I'll be sending the link out. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Share the love, dude. That also means a lot, too. But again, I'm happy that we have a cool family over here. Like, we have a cool community that we're still growing, and we're Really spreading the word out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the content is what matters. Like, the numbers is one thing, but, like, I want quality of people. Like, that's what I care about. Here we go to the ninth inning. The Phillies lead 15-3. It has been a scoring fest for the Phils. Jazz Chisholm comes in, and he takes the first pitch up high and outside. The second pitch is outside as well for ball 2. Vazquez still out there on the bump for the Phils. The 2-0 pitch is right at the knees on the inside corner for a strike. A slider that hits 79. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 2-1 pitch to Chisholm. He'll ground that one over to first base. And the throw back to Vazquez, as Vazquez does win the race to the bag, is good for out number 1. Good play over at first base by Cody Clemens to make the underhanded throw. He played Chisholm to pull right towards the line. So, there's out number 1. 32 pitches by Andrew Vazquez. So Chisholm just grounded out, and here's Garrett Cooper. Cooper swings and misses at the slider that was inside and low. He got fooled on the pitch. Cooper has gotten on base 3 times this evening. He's 2 for 3. He singled twice, got on with a walk, and also had an RBI as well. The 0-1 pitch, that is ripped out to left center field. It drops in for a base hit, and thankfully Pache gets over to it in plenty of time to keep it a single by Cooper. Threw it over to the cutoff man over at shortstop. And a 1-out single by Garrett Cooper. He has a 3-hit day. And he just continues to hit against the Phillies. 15 runs. That's the most runs that the Phillies have gotten since 2018 against the Marlins. I don't know how many that they had at that time, but the graphic just came up on NBC Sports. Here's Garrett Hampson. He lined out in the 7th inning in his first at-bat as he came on to pinch hit. The second pitch is down low and inside for a ball. So Vazquez has thrown 36 pitches, which is a season high for him. The 2-0 pitch to Hampson. Inside and low again, another slider. No fastballs in this at-bat so far. Waiting on deck is Jorge Soler. The 3-0 pitch, taken at the knees for a strike on a slider that hit 80 miles per hour. So we go slider, 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 slider. And the next pitch, it's not a slider. It's called a strike on the inside corner. It was a sinking fastball. According to StatCast, it was just a little bit inside. But he gets the call. The 3-2 pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3, an 80-mile-per-hour slider that just gets Garrett Hampson looking like a dead fish. Had to look back at my score sheet for a second as I just froze up. So now there's 2 outs in the 9th inning. And Sanchez will come in to pinch hit for Jorge Soler. And he takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. The 0-1 pitch to Sanchez. He swings and misses at the next pitch. And now the Marlins are down to their final strike. Everybody on their feet at Citizens Bank Park. And the 0-2 pitch to Sanchez, swinging a ground ball over to second base. This should do it. Stott throws over to first in plenty of time, and the Phillies take game 1 of this 3-game set versus the Miami Marlins. They win by a final score of 15-3. Sandy Alcantara gave up 9 earned runs, and the Phillies took advantage of it. The offense was spectacular. Alec Bohm, the player of the game, 6 RBI for him on the evening. A 3-run home run by Alec Bohm. He also had a 2-run single and an RBI single as well. The Phillies will be back at it tomorrow night, but they certainly have to celebrate this win after what was a crushing loss last night, where they had the 4-3 lead, and that just went away within the blink of an eye. And the Phillies took care of business, and they kept their foot on the gas pedal. And, man, it was just that swing by Alec Bohm that really did a lot of justice for the Phillies tonight. That was incredible. 15 runs. They win by a final score of 15-3. We obviously will be back at it tomorrow night. Just wanted to update you guys and let you know that we have a highlight reel of Sixers calls that's coming out tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock p.m. 10 o'clock a.m. So be on the lookout for that. We also have a Flyers podcast tomorrow night as well after the Phillies game. So make sure that you stay tuned. Keep up to date with all the play-by-play with JJ content that's out there. I'm Jason Joseph. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. If you haven't done so already, be sure that you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button as well. And I will catch you all on the next one. Love you guys so much. Thanks for coming on tonight.